Good morning to everyone. I'm Samanta Castro, and today I'm with Mauricio Balbin, interpreter and journalist student. Hello, Mauricio. Let's talk about your childhood. Tell me, what do you remember about your childhood homes?
I remember from my childhood homes, I remember playing in them. I remember dinners with my family and playing there. I'm an only child, so I always played alone there.
Okay, now, what did you have as a child that today's children don't have? Maybe a specific toy, or I don't know.
Yes, I remember having a lot of puzzles and yo-yos and cup and ball. That's the I don't see cup and ball these days anymore. I haven't seen any children play with it. I used to love playing with that.
Okay, and if family members who are no longer with us were here with you, what will they be doing?
I think the family members that I remember the most are my grandmother and my uncle. I think my grandmother will be taking care of all her grandchildren. She loved all of us, even the ones who didn't live near to her. I live in Lima and she lived in Cañete, so I used to go visit her once in a while, but she was always very lovely and kind. And my uncle, he was the same with his grandchildren. Um, he was really a really good father to my cousin, and when my cousin had his children, he was always really nice to his grandchildren.
Okay, that's really cute. Now, when you were a teenager, who did you ask for advice in your family?
In my family, I ask my parents. I think I lived with my mother, so I would always go to her for advice, or when my father visited, I would always ask him for advice, both of them.
Yes, parents are always a great support. And now the last one, what was your favorite movie or book when you were a teenager?
When I was a teenager, I loved watching the Resident Evil movies saga. I watch those movies until this day whenever I feel really stressed or really tired. That's a move. Those are movies that always take me back to my adolescence, to my teen years. And a book that I've always read, that I've been reading since I was a child, is the Agatha Christie books. My mother had a couple of those books in the house, and I always read them, and I still read them to this day.
That's so interesting. Well, that's all for today. Thank you, Mauricio. It was a pleasure to have you here. Now, let's continue with my partner, Flavia, who has a very special guest.
Thank you, Samantha. Good morning to everyone. I am Flavia López, and today I am with Franshesca Chumpitaz, journalist student. Hello, Franshesca. Let's talk about your childhood to tell me. What was the most difficult thing you experienced in your childhood?
The hardest thing I experienced in my childhood was losing a loved one. I love him very much.
What are the best memories of your vacation as a child?
One of the most beautiful memories I have was when I went to the beach with my family. It was a beautiful and funny afternoon.
How did your parents describe you when they talked about you?
My parents described me as a very naughty girl.
What was your favorite food when you were a kid?
My favorite childhood food well so far is red noodles.
If you could go back to a single day of your childhood, what could it be?
I will go back to the day I spent an entire afternoon dancing with my cousin. I miss her so much.
Thank you, Franshesca.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you very much. Thank you, Flavia. Thank you, Francesca. Thank you, Mauricio.